Hello YouTube, Blob here, bringing you a Ninth Age game. A what? A Ninth Age game? Yes, finally. I've been able to, see, I'm so excited I can't even say it right. I've been able to get a hold of someone who can help me, and I was able to actually get a game of Ninth Age in and play it and get the photos and then chop them and then do the narration, and here we are. So, Highborn Elves versus Orcs and Goblins. Um, and I'm using Highborn Elves. We'll see how that works out. I've never really used them before, but who knows? This battle report takes place at the Island Games in Centerville. Check it out if you can. And there's the address and all the other stuff right down below. So, this is actually a YouTube Ninth Age grudge match game between this channel and Wargaming from the Balcony. I got a hold of Waldorf, aka the guru of the Ninth Age in our club, aka the man, and played him. And the understanding was that it would end up on his channel too. And as of recording this, it already is. And his man Statler was right there alongside him to, bust my balls a little. Not severely, but just a little. So you can go over there and you can see this battle take place from the side of the Orcs and Goblins. And once again, that's Wargaming from the Balcony, and I'll throw a link in down at the bottom for you if you need help. So let's dive right in. You don't have his list. You can go see Wargaming from the Balcony's video on this if you want to see his list. And in that video he says he didn't have mine. I forgive him for this because he's old and forgetful. That's kind of what these two guys are. But I totally emailed him that list. I can even pull up the date of the email because I have it in my sent folder. Sent it the day we played the game. But anyway, here it is. And this is not an optimized list. If you watch their video, they will repeat that most often just to make sure everyone's clear. Yeah, I did not optimize this list. So, I got two lords. I got a high elf prince, general, shield longbow on a griffin, armor of destiny, blade strife. My second lord, high elf prince, heavy armor shield, elven horse, demon hunter's helm, giant sword. They're really expensive and they're not really super survivable, but it's okay. Triple lord list. Archmage, level 4, charm of cursed iron, dispel scroll, and he's the lore of Path of Fire. Sorry. Commander, BSB, Great Weapon, Dragon Forged Armor, Shield, Longbow, Queen's Companion, Moonlight Arrows, Duskstone. Only 174 points for that guy. He shoots a bunch. It's okay. Not terrible. Another commander, Dragon Forged Armor, Shield, Longbow, Fleet Officer, and you'll see why in a second, with the Spear of the Blazing Dawn. I really like that weapon. If you don't know what it is and you kind of fiddle with Highborn Elves, check it out. And an additional level 2 mage, and this guy was Wilderness in this battle. 14 citizen archers in core, musician champion, 30 Sea Guard in core, spear, bow, light armor, shield, full command, and the flaming standard. 7 highborn lancers with mount protection 5, heavy armor, shield, lance, full command. 15 sword masters, full command, war standard for the +1 combat res. 2 reaver chariots. Each of them have the vanguard upgrade. And finally, 2 Sea Guard Reapers with the multi-shot bolt thrower upgrade. So, let's just dive right into this bad boy. I kind of cut some photos out here and there from the orc perspective, because Waldorf took some like low angle sort of looking across the battle line shot. So definitely, like I said, go to their website, check it out. You'll get a much different perspective. But here's deployment. Here's the first shot, roughly. I'll pull out to another shot in a sec, but You can see from my left to my right, chariot, bolt throwers, sword masters along the hedge. I got to pick table sides, and because I'm not an optimized army, and because I'm a shooting army primarily, I took the hill anchored by the hedge and basically castled. I mean, it's not like a tight castle, but you get the idea. So sword masters to the right, far right of the hedge, my right, your sorry, my left, your right as you're looking at it. Bolt thrower in the middle of the hedge, big block of sea guard, and in there is the level 4 of fire, the fleet officer, and the BSB. Um, the citizen archers, and they're just barely on the hill. You can see a model there on the hill. And basically, level 2 is in there of wilderness, and then behind that is my general on a griffin, and this is actually the I'm gonna fuck this up, but this is the Tyrion or the Teclis model from the old Warhammer. So he's on a horse with a it's the right size base for a griffin. So horse is a griffin for today, whatever. And then all the way on the end, silver helms anchoring my line up against the table edge, and in there is the other lord on the elven steed. This first shot is also after deployment and after vanguard, so you can see I vanguarded a chariot up out of the center of my line, and the orcs have vanguarded their spiders. The spiders were actually in those woods, and then they're just sort of playing a dance game with my chariot and the bolt throwers. Top of turn 1, and my opponent, being the crafty greenskin that he is, basically placed his whole army and got the turn to go first. So his whole army lunges forward relatively like this. You can see feral orcs. In the middle are the boar boy cab, the Ed Bashers, 2 chaff trolls, and a block of wolves. And these wolf riders are actually a bunker for some characters. Nash Dashes, which were on his left flank, sort of hop towards the center of the table where the Doom Divers are. The Doom Divers, and he also has a splatter, those concern me greatly, because the longer they're alive, the more elves are going to die, and elves are expensive and soft at toughness 3. So, that's one reason why I vanguarded the chariot out. It's heading for the splatterer, which is on my opponent's left, my right. There's another shot. You can see spiders have actually shuffled over in front of my bolt thrower. You can also see his spider moved up. Just a little late game shot. Shooting and magic. Magic, I want to say, was fairly uneventful. I think his wolf, he had a guy with the wizarding hood, and I think that's the thing that causes stupidity. I'm pretty sure that guy failed stupidity a couple times this game, at least once, and I think early. But in shooting, spiders, throwing weapons, lots of dice, 1 dead elf crewman off my bolt thrower. So that really pisses me off. And then this happens. And if you look, there's like a blurry image. Yeah, that's me giving a middle finger at the speed of light. Because I'm an elf, I have lightning reflexes. I was so fast with this middle finger that the high-tech camera couldn't catch it. But this pile of dead elves back here with tears in my eyes was the splatterer. Goddamn. Fucking direct hit, man. Right on the unit. And the Fire Mage with the Charm of Cursed Iron is in the mega block of elves and not in this unit. So, my super offensive hitty unit of Swordmasters just got it. Glorious. Now I don't care about the dead elf crewman over there. By the way, I've completely forgotten that at this point. And that ends top of 1, bottom of 1, and the shot you see here, the freshly neutered swordmasters charge the spiders. I don't want them near the bolt thrower. Nobody wants them near the bolt thrower. Bolt throwers are like machine guns. They need to be shooting down range. He intentionally put the spiders in my face to soak up gunnery. So swordmasters charge and he flees. I think he was just happy to get him from out from behind the hedge, and I don't blame him, not one bit. Um, I could have charged with the chariot you see there and driven the spiders deeper in, but honestly, I saw no point to it. I mean, I may not catch them. If I travel too far out, I'm on Front Street where the wolves and everything else, the boar boys, they can all rip my head off. And in the process of ripping my chariot to pieces, will get closer to my lines faster than they might normally. So, yeah, wasn't interested in that. Over on my right, his left, other chariot that vanguarded out. Yeah, charging the splatterer, because this thing, I know it's deep in the woods, I know he did this on purpose, and I know I'm a chariot, but he murdered those swordmasters. And I'm really not having that. So long bomb charge in there, but it was honestly not a terrible charge, and I make it. No dangerous terrain wounds, and I'm really thinking bye-bye splatter. Although it made its points, right? There's a picture of the failed charge of the swordmasters crossing the hedge. The dead crewman by the bolt thrower, vengeance, limited vengeance. Normal moves. Bowman up onto the hill. Now you can really see where the unit's supposed to be. The level 2 mage is down there at the base of the hill. And my cav starts moving out to try and get past his battle lines and eat his war machines or get on the flank of his battle lines and force his units to give a damn. Either way, I don't care. Whatever I can do. I got a lord in there, and he's kitted out to fight something. So, we're moving out. Magic and shooting. I want to say I did something decent in Magic, but you can see a dead feral orc here, if I'm calling him that right. From shooting, probably. I put a lot of early bow fire into the orc war boys, and even though they had like a 2-up armor, I know that was a mistake. I should have been shooting down these naked orcs, even though they have a ward save. You can see one dead there, and I did manage to bag a boar boy. But that one boar boy didn't satisfy me, so we're gonna switch our fire soon, hopefully. In combat, we slam into the splatterer in a blurry speed of light. We managed to only put a wound on it, but charge, wound, whatever, it breaks, we win. And I turn to face down the battle line, which you'll see later. Top 2. I'm feeling somewhat satisfied with the splatterer gone and the spiders out of my gun line. And I'm curious to see what he's going to do. 2, you can see my chariots turn to face. And his battle line looks menacing as all hell. Nashadash's charge into the woods against me. Now, I kind of expected this. I figured that's why he pulled them away from there, so he could just fling them back in my face in a counter charge. But I was kind of hoping he wouldn't make it. Plus, I get a little stand and shoot action. Also, boar boys trying to charge the swordmasters. This is exactly why I didn't bring the chariot out. The chariot would have been a much more viable charge for him, because I probably would have traveled further. But yeah, boar boys trying to hit the swordmasters. There's a shot of the failed charge of the boar boys. And there's a shot of the frickin' Nashadashs making it into the chariot. So, really what happened is I hit him twice with the stand and shoot, believe it or not, and he made 2 frickin' saves. And I think he's got 5-up armor. Something going on there. But he made the saves and then managed to lose 1 in dangerous terrain. So, yeah, probably going to lose a chariot to little red frickin' meatballs that bite everything. And there's a shot of his normal movement. So, spiders rallied and immediately wedged themselves between my chariot and my bolt thrower. So, goddamn him. is all I can say. God damn him and goddamn fast cavalry sometimes. I'm actually being outmaneuvered. Wolf block, the bunker block, gets up in my face. Now, I can't remember if this was stupidity or not, but I don't think it was. Two trolls moving up behind that spider. I'm not even considering the spider. I'm not gonna lie. At this point in the battle, the spider is like level 2 in the video game. Actually, fighting the rest of the orcs is level 1. So yeah, not even worried about the spider because the spider's not even in the damn battle plan. I'm gonna throw a chariot at it and keep it busy. This brown area, I forgot to mention this. This brown area, you can see that the ferals are standing in. This is a field. So, Orc and Goblin Doom Diver shooting. Thwap thwap, 2 nights down. Come on. And then spiders plus wolves equals 2 more dead sword masters, and now there's just the champion and the banner. Glorious, glorious. Why did I even bring him, right? In combat, I did 2 wounds to him, he did 2 wounds to me, but he charged. I flee, he catches me, dead chariot. Man. So the splatter not only killed the sword masters, but pulled my chariot to its fate. Bottom of 2 for the elves, and I'm pretty sure there's no charges. No charges. So silver helms, just march move right past the ferals in the field. We're eyeing doom divers at this point, and we're hoping that either the orc player redirects units to deal with me, or I can deal with the doom divers and swing around later and maybe rear charge something if anything of mine is still alive in the hedge area. Rest of moves. Archers don't move, but my general on the griffin finally comes up on the hill. He's got a bow. He's going to take some shots. I'm also jockeying for a charge on the orc ferals. At this point, I really was thinking if I can get one of his units with 2 of mine in a combo charge, maybe I can sort of change things. Swordmasters go up and just get in the way of the wolves. I don't know what else to do with them. I thought about charging the wolves, but I think he's got a boss in there with the wizard hood. So I'd rather just get in his way, honestly. And my chariot gets in the way of the spider. I'm trying to just pull that in the wrong direction for a minute. Magic and shooting. I'm pretty sure I put a buff up or 2. But yeah, shooting down some wolf riders. Just shooting them down. Hate them. Wanted a panic check, couldn't get it. That's life. Yep, there's a buff. This was a +1 strength and toughness. I managed to get off on a big block of Sea Guard behind the hedge with characters. So I'm just inspiring the orcs not to charge me, basically. But I managed to miscast it. Whammo. There's the sweet Buckeye Battles 2016 template that Waldorf got from Buckeye Battles. And what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4 elves go down, plus a wound on a character. Excellent, excellent. It was worth it. And then a little fire magic, I think. I think this was fire magic. Spider goes racing off. All his other buddies are dead, but at least they're, not in my face right now. A couple of ferals go down in the field. There's a shot of me trying to figure shit out. And there's a shot of Waldorf Spider and some troll butts. I left this in because I thought you should just see the spider. The closer you can get to the spider visually, the better it gets. And the trolls ain't half bad either. Look at that. So yeah, if you're wondering what I actually look like, not that I'm vain or anything, more like your morbid curiosity with voices you hear, like radio people. Yeah, that's me, looking off into the distance, trying to figure out if a combo charge against the ferals is going to work. And a shot of the ferals, just because I thought you should see those guys. More dead feral orcs. This was the Sea Guard Bowfire because I finally redirected it off of the Ed Basher Boar Riders. So what do we got there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this includes the character with the Queen's Companion and the Moonlight Arrows. Top of 3, and my opponent is simply not intimidated by me at all. There's an overhead shot of the board. So, Ferals reform in the field. They were in horde formation. He reforms due to casualties and other things into this, and actually moves forward a little bit. At this point, I am super happy. I'm super happy because the spears should be the Sea Guard spears should be a makeable charge into it. And then my lord on the griffin on the hilltop charging downhill into him should be a fairly makeable charge. And we should mess him up good. That's while I'm sitting there watching that, that's when he turned around the boar boys to head off my silver helms, who were heading for the Doom Divers. And at that point, I was even more ecstatic because the angle of the feral orcs is such that if I combo charge them, beat them, and roll decent for overrun, I'm going to strike the I'm going to strike the Ed Bashers on the boars in the flank, and it's the chunk of his army. It's like 2 huge chunks of his army, and the spiders way off in the distance. And yeah, no, I feel real good all of a sudden looking at the board. Down the bottom quarter in this shot, you can see Nashadashes making their way up towards my battle line from my right flank, and I'm not terribly concerned because, again, I want the general to charge out, but I know they're coming for something, and that something's probably going to be bow guys. You can see up in the upper right corner, he charged a boss, maybe the one with the Wizarding Hood, out of the wolf unit into one of my bolt throwers, the one at the hedge. And in this shot, you can see he managed to get a troll into my other bolt thrower. Spider goes into my chariot. So, yeah, like the combo charge on his ferals looks real good, and hopefully to overrun in the boar boys would be like jackpot. But if that all doesn't go down, what is absolutely going down this turn is the death of both bolt throwers and the other chariot, and technically my last piece of decent chaff. Magic and shooting, sword masters go down. It was sad to watch. Part of it was magic, believe it or not. And this Doom Divers, man. Doom Divers. I made him take a picture of this direct hit, because by this point, I wasn't, like, hateful, but I was definitely salty. I was definitely a little bitter and salty taste to the direct hits he was laying on me. I think he got 4 or more during the course of this. And there's the other Doom Diver hit, and now what do you notice? There aren't actually Silver Helms with a Lord. Now it's just the goddamn Lord. Yeah. So the Lord must now avenge the death of all of his friends by annihilating those damn Doom Divers. Over on the other side of the battlefield, because death is not, shy. Bolt thrower down. And other bolt thrower down after troll overruns. Yeah. His big boss runs off the table with a wound. And Spider, each chariot changes to face like this. Yeah, so here's an overall shot of the board. But again, I see a ray of hope right down the middle of the table. Bottom of 3, the Lord accompanying my Silver Helms makes his charge into a Doom Diver, angle such that if he overruns well enough, he hits the other Doom Diver. They must pay. No questions. And then the charge. So, what do you call him? Seaguard, charge. Lord on the Griffin, charge. We want these guys dead. We want them dead now. We have flaming attacks. They're in a field. They're flammable. Maybe I am too. Who cares? It'll be glorious. They make the charge. Lord does not. The Lord does not fucking make the charge. So, yeah. Great. In this shot, you can also see I pulled a level 2 mage out of the archers and faced off a troll. That was all about angling. I knew I couldn't really chaff up the troll, and I was hoping it would be stupid anyway. But at least, if you wanted to eat this guy, I wanted him to eat him and angle away from the bowman. I didn't want him to have both. I'm also like super despondent if I didn't mention that about why my general on the Griffin didn't make the fucking charge. In combat, it's not bad, you know. For the love of God, I needed a Griffin in there. But my level 4 Mage of Fire goes down because my opponent directed a butt ton of attacks into him. He also took down I believe the unit champion. And what, 1, 2, 3, 4 other guys? So he did 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 wounds. And I did what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Charge 7. Maybe an extra rank on him, 8. Nah, that math's wrong. But anyway, yeah, we didn't fucking break him. We didn't break him. Griffin would have helped immensely, but yeah, we didn't break him. So I knew the game was that, but I wanted to see what would happen. Lord eats his Doom Diver, and I don't know, celebrate a little quietly to myself, and he overruns in the other Doom Diver. So there is a little bit of karma in the world of elves. Top of 4, my game plan is done, and I'm settling in for the ass beating I so richly deserve. Troll. This was the troll I was hoping was stupid. Those are the black and blue dice of my opponent, symbolizing the 2 he managed to roll for the leadership test. And the son of a bitch ain't stupid. Boar Boys charge into my Lord, fighting the Doom Diver. And a plethora of charges. So, Troll charging, man, I want to say Troll is actually charging the Mage. The Wolf Bunker is going to charge through the hedge into my bow guys. The Troll central to the picture is going to charge the flank of my Sea Guard. Spider's going to charge the flank of my Sea Guard. I mean, come on, man. Who isn't charging this turn? Oh, and Nashadash is charging into the flank of my bow guys because reasons. So, Boar Boys fail their charge, which I kind of did laugh to myself. Take that. Can't have everything, Waldorf, you son of a bitch. You can't have everything. So my lord's gonna get to eat your Doom Diver. Ah. Yep. Wolves make the charge into my mage, so they didn't charge the bow guys. Troll, I guess, didn't make his charge, but now I see that the wolves can overrun and hit the bow guys if they're lucky anyway. Nashadash has made it into the bow guys anyway. Troll made it in the flank of my Sea Guard, but the Spider did not. That doesn't exactly make me feel hopeful, but at least it makes me feel, maybe this game will go a little longer. Oh, and way up at the top of the shot there, his big boss came back on the table. In his magic phase, buffs and hexes, and because my level 4 is dead and my level 2 is, being killed by wolf riders at the moment, yeah, couldn't stop it. So he's got +1 strength and toughness, and then he's got me re-rolling 6s all the time. It's crap. Also, my lord on the Griffin gets 2 wounds on him. And if you, spoiler alert, if you watch Waldorf and Statler, Waldorf can't remember how this happened. And I'm not mad at him for this, but son of a bitch, it was your goblin with the ability to steal the A spell because I was Path of Fire. And you shot the D3 fireballs at me, and it wounded my guy twice. And the two dice you see there that are red and white, which are my dice, are the 4-up ward saves, or whatever he was supposed to have on him. Double checking it here. Yeah, Armor of Destiny. Yeah, those are the two 4-up ward saves I was supposed to make against the fireball, the D3 fireball that he shot at me. So, disrespectful. Disrespectful, that fireball. That's all I gotta say. And sad that my opponent in his age couldn't remember how he pwned me so gloriously, and how this was perhaps the cherry on top. In combat with the Doom Diver, my other lord somehow also manages to slip and fall and hurt himself, takes a wound, eats the Doom Diver, turns to face the Boar Boys who failed their charge, because he intends to die like a man. Plus the Orc General's in there. Why not challenge him, or the unit champion, whatever. Fuck it. In combat, archers get munched. My level 2 mage, who looks like Ronnie James Dio, got munched. Sigh. And because of hexes and augments and dice rolling, because someone plays this game better than someone else at any particular time when two people play, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 dead elves plus my BSB plus the sea captain, the old haggard sea captain, and the troll in the flank isn't dead. Yeah, so he crunches us bad. We break and run. He runs us down. At that point, all I have left are my two lords, the guy on the griffin and the guy on the horse. And we called it. That's right, we called it. Sue me. A beating's a beating. So, Highborn Elves, non-optimized list. I still had fun. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like shooting and actually hitting stuff. I really like that, and I like the leadership 10 off the lords. And I like the only thing I don't like is that they're toughness 3, and that a splatterer can rip your guts and your dreams out and splay them on a table. If you want to see, I previously mentioned, if you want to see the other side of this battle, go to Wargaming from the Balcony, where you can find Waldorf and Statler, and listen to them cavort and chortle all about the Ninth Age. But this has been the Blob for Junkhouse Entertainment, and this has been a Ninth Age game for once in quite a long while. Thanks to those guys for helping me. And thanks to you for watching. Take care.